Yo, peeps, what's good? It's episode 84 of the Streamer's Paradise podcast. I'm Hazy. We got Clutch and Bo. What's going on, boys? How are we feeling?
What up, everybody?
What's good?
Chilling. Finally getting over
You?
thing. Like still trailing, but finally like almost.
Yeah.
Not just me, like the whole family. Like.
Yeah, you said that last time we were talking. I feel a little bit better too. My earache.
That's
Did you end up getting an ear infection after COVID?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. After COVID, I ended up getting sick with an ear infection or something, and then like right now I'm having these crazy pains in like my head. It's like a migraine almost, like that sharpness. You know what I mean? But it's not long lasting. It's very quick. It's just like a zap, and then it goes away. But that's only happened after COVID.
Honestly, when I got COVID, like after that, like I was jacked up for a minute. Like
I'm definitely
like
not right.
here.
I feel so much better than I did. Like I'm not dying on a regular basis, which is good. Anything, what's going on, man? What's going on with you guys? Anything, you hear anything cool over the last week?
Yeah, I was gonna say that the only thing I think is cool, or like, I'm kind of excited for is this new Twitch, enhanced, or OBS enhanced, with Twitch. You guys know me. I like to fuck with things.
You do. You like things like that.
I like to test things.
I'm not familiar really. Even I didn't even care to look at it, to be honest. Like that's how little I was interested.
Okay, me either.
This is something that may help you in your situation. It's gonna help a lot of people that don't have internet. So it's gonna help a lot of streams. You know, like a lot. I don't know. I go into streams and like I see people that are trying to stream in 1080p, right? At 6,000 kilobytes per second, which is 6 megabytes. And they're not getting the quality. They get a lot of pixelation with like the high, like in gunfights or like high intense graphics. It's because 1080p it's bigger than 6 megabytes per second with encoding, right? But the new AV1 encoders that Intel has and some of the NVIDIA cards have are better at compressing, so you can actually fit 1080p into 6K bitrate. So what that translates to is on the other end, like the viewers, you know, a lot of times you watch somebody, you got a crappy internet connection, and you get all that buffering. So if you're watching somebody and you have bad internet on your side, it should make the viewing experience better because the encoding is better. And then same thing, it should take less information or less like of your internet to encode and send the signal out, because AV1 is better and crisper. But they're also talking about giving more bitrate. So AV1 encoding can go up to 8K in 60 frames a second, which don't recommend ever streaming in that because nobody's ever gonna watch it in that. But it should get better. Like streaming qualities should get better for people that aren't on like the best internet. Like I never really have problems because I have like a gig up and down fiber optic, but for people on like your typical like 35 up, this is gonna make a big difference, or should make a big difference.
Well, hopefully it does. We'll see what happens. I don't know that my issue is something to do. I think there's an actual problem with the lines on the actual
Like the hardware, not.
Yeah, it's not even my hardware. They just gave us new hardware.
Well, no, not you, but hardware in general. Like it's the lines, right? So nothing's gonna fix it other than new lines. But
they're out there fixing them at night, like replacing shit. I guess I don't fucking know. So eventually, it should just fix itself. I should just stop having problems. The other day, I had problems because the power was going out because of the wind. So we ended up losing our power. One of these telephone poles went down. So it must have went down and then stayed connected, right? Like it must have went down and the power stayed connected because I lost power. I crashed on Sunday. I crashed. Sent the train to Streamer's Paradise account. Reset my internet because the power came back on, right? Returned on my stuff and started up again and got another hour and a half in before it started flickering, and then it went out. It was like fuck.
Wow.
But I was really grateful for that. I'll tell you what.
And then it like to say like it fell down and then it took a little time for the water to like.
Yeah, I was grateful for that. I needed that time, man. It was a long weekend. We didn't. I mean, even it was on Sunday, we didn't really play that much. Thankfully, like I have my schedule now, right? Like my schedule is Wednesday, every Wednesday from 7 to 10, I have a babysitter, right? So I don't stream on podcast days, right? But I'm on stream, so I consider that a stream, right?
Yeah.
Then the next week I'll stream for 3 hours. Right, 2.5 or whatever, and then I get Friday. I'm on every Friday for Podcaster VIP, right? Either 8 or 9, and then Saturday I usually get 4 hours. So that translates from 7 to 10 hours a week. That's what that translates to. That means that's about 40 hours a month, which isn't anything close to what I used to do, but it's still quite a bit if you think about it.
Well, that's more than you've been doing, right? So.
Exactly.
That's a plus.
Dude, I used to do 200 like it was nothing. Like it was
Kids,
nothing.
Knock the life right out of here.
Like it was nothing. Yo, so in the headlines today. What's in the headlines today? We got UFC 297 coming up. We got the Sean Strickland fight. We'll be playing that in the server probably. I'm excited for the Sean Strickland fight, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't know why you don't watch fights. It doesn't make any sense to me, man.
Fighting is just game. Like
fighting is the best sport. It really is. It's the best sport, dude. I don't know how else to say it.
When does Sean O'Malley fight?
Sean O'Malley, I think he's gonna be fighting UFC 300, but he also knows and he's not allowed to say. So apparently, even though he seems pretty popular, like he's with the Nelk boys a lot, Steve will do it. He's got a decent social. He streams on Twitch. He's got like, he's not a partner for some reason, but he had like 200 or 300 people watching him the other day, right? Like it's, you can talk to him. That's how little there is people in there that like he'll see what you say to him. And
those are the streams I like personally.
Yeah, no, it's better that way because if you want to talk to him, then you can. But regardless, he's not as popular as he should be. I don't think. You know what I mean? Like he's really not as popular as he should be. And I guess the last title fight between him and Aljamain, and we're not really helping the situation because like I'm not fucking paying for no goddamn UFC fight. Like that shit is expensive. There's 1 or 2 of them a month. I don't have that kind of money, man. Like $120 just to watch fighting. Like I would, if I'm not gonna watch it live, I'm just gonna watch it on UFC later. So it's, I mean, on YouTube, UFC later, right? So it's like, I don't know, man. I'm not paying for it no matter what. Like no matter what, even if I watch it the next day.
I mean, I would. Part of the reason why.
It's just so expensive,
Exactly.
man.
Every
Like,
single one of them.
it's so expensive. It's so fucking expensive.
It's always been like that. I remember, like, I did like fighting back in the day, or like boxing, and it was like
Boxing
I wanted
was
to
still-
watch it, and it was like, yo, like I'm not paying.
It's literally the same price as it was then too. I remember the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight. My mother actually bought that fight in 2017 or 6, whatever the hell it was. It was $100 pay per
Bro, has
view.
it been that long?
Yeah, it's been a long time. That was a $100 pay per view, bro.
Wow. I think I paid for that one for the Floyd Mayweather and Pacquiao fight. That was the
That's
last
the
pay per
biggest
view I
pay
remember.
per view ever. That's the
That's the
biggest
last
pay
one.
per view ever.
I
So
feel
many-
like I had
that's
to.
like that might be the only one I've ever like actually watched.
I think it was
On
something
TV,
like
like,
5 million
live.
people bought that.
I
5.5
was one of
million
those.
people bought Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather. And every one of those people wanted Floyd Mayweather to lose.
Yeah.
Loki did. Loki did.
Every
Yep.
one of those people wanted Floyd Mayweather to lose.
It was just not their prime. It was too late.
So we got UFC 297 coming up. I don't really know as far as like games. Other like there's not really many games I don't think that are coming out that I'm super excited for. I don't really know of any. I've been playing this shit out of Fortnite racing, the rocket racing. I made it to the elite rank.
Oh, let's go. I've been seeing some gameplay like of it, and it's different from like even Mario Kart and the other ones.
It's Rocket League.
It's like Rocket League, yes, but the way you have to like bounce off the map sometimes and like float in certain areas. I've been seeing some crazy gameplay of it.
The whole fucking shit right now, every single race is pretty much just bouncing from one boost to another one, right? Because you fly in that game a lot, especially
Is it
as
like Rocket League feeling? Like,
oh, it's the exact controls of Rocket League. Like the
Okay.
cars do the twisting and all that shit. You boost, you can control your car. It's literally that exact feeling. The base car is the same base car of Rocket League, right? Like that
I haven't
they
played
give
it.
you.
I might give it a shot.
I
just to-
think it's really fun, man, but it's so sweaty now. Like it's gross. It's so sweaty. Like in the elite rank for the racing, all 12 cars are fighting for first and second place. Like first, second, and third, and nobody's making a mistake, right? Like everybody's just right there. All 12 cars are there, all 3 laps, and it all comes down to who has best control of their boost and like who gets the perfect, if you make one mistake, you're fucked. And you lose your progress if you are too low on the leaderboard, right? So like you don't just get stuck there, right? You go
it's
backward.
fucking Fortnite F1.
It's just like that pretty much, man. It's a good time, but
It's funny you bring that up
Hard,
because
man.
I want to try that. I want to try that more.
I actually want to get into the sim racing, but like I don't have anywhere to put a sim rig, and I tried playing on a controller, and
you don't need a huge sim rig. Just get one like JF.
I know,
JF
but-
just has a
I gotta get the
Hey,
wheel
boy.
mounted. I gotta make
Yeah.
something to where I can mount my wheel here and then take it off when I'm not using it. Gotta do. I have the 3 monitors. Like I'm like
easily
almost there.
you got the
Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta probably custom make a bracket that will sit nicely on here that I can mount the wheel to and then take it off when I'm.
You know what would be the ultimate
That'd be
fucking, the ultimate wraparound view that would just be insane would be 2 of those G7 Odysseys or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah, like 2 like
right?
what
2
is
of
that?
them
What are they,
together.
43? You don't
Yeah,
want
they're-
2. You want to, from what I understand, you want to do 3 because
3 of
2 are
them?
well, not of those, but 3 monitors. Because if you do 2, when they meet, that line is going to be in the middle of the screen. Now they make something my buddy's got a sim rig, so I've already like looked into this. Like I really want to try it. I'm gonna
Oh,
go to his
right,
house and
right. You
actually
would
try it.
want 3 anyway, or at least
So that
something
you can
in the middle.
yeah, so they make a piece where you can put it in between your monitors, like in between the joining
I
ones.
feel like if
And
I had the money, I would just go for 3 and let that thing wrap around me.
that's so
You know
my
what I
buddy
mean?
has 3 curved 32-inch monitors. For his rig.
Wow.
Oh, I need to go to his it's like a $3,000 setup. That's
Just for the
ridiculous.
monitors.
No. The whole rig is like $3,000.
And
Three monitors. The expensive things are you gotta get like decent pedals, but the expensive thing is the wheels. Wheels get expensive because you can get like real F1 style wheels that will light up, like LEDs that will light up like your tachometer. But then the I don't even know what it's called, but the piece that the wheel mounts to that gives you the feedback. I was talking to my buddy, and like the feedback is like a car, right? If you're on a slick road, like you feel the motor feedback, but as soon as you hit those red and white strip,
yeah, like
you'll feel that, and
the
then if
wake up strips and shit.
yeah, and he said you can feel the difference between like dry grass and wet grass, like feedback in the.
I would love to play on one of those actual like simulators that move on hydraulics, right?
I've
That
seen
would be
some of those, but that's like-
incredible.
Ooh, I know.
That's that's like next level, like crazy.
You can buy one of
Yeah,
those
like-
things for your house for like $5,000.
That's it.
That's it.
I think I seen T-Pain stream it. Actually, he has one
That's
of those.
it. All you gotta do is I'm sure they got a credit card system too. If you got decent
Yeah, I'm
credit,
sure
you could probably.
they do.
I'm sure you could spend $40 a month on it for the next 5 years.
Can.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
interest rate. But no, like I said, he sent me a link to like an F1 race. There was a bunch of pro racers that were doing some sim thing for fun. So they all had the same. It was cool because they all had the same car. So it wasn't like you say like, oh, one car is better than the other. So everybody was in the same car, and it just came down to skill. But it was fun to watch. And I was like, yo, I really like want to try this, but I have to go to his house because I don't have anywhere to put it. I wouldn't build a rig and hope that I like it. You know what I mean? Like, man, I
you would
really
wanna
hope
make sure
I
you-
enjoy this shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
you want to do it as you. Yeah, no, I get that.
Yeah, I want
For
to
sure.
try it first.
I would never want to take a chance with that much money. Yo, what's good,
Hope
Blood
that I
Dog?
like, yeah,
Riz-
because unless I
Riz-
bought
what's up?
everything used and got it
man?
for like a good deal to where like I could resell it for what I paid for it, but like if you buy it brand new, you can't sell it for.
I saw somebody with I think we talked about it on the podcast. What was it? What is that fucking game that's on PC only that's supposed to be super interactive? It's better than Starfield. What do they call it?
Star Citizen.
Ever space something? It's some kind of space game where you
Star
fucking-
is it Star Citizen?
Star Citizen, that's it. That's like an MMORPG, right?
It's yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like an RPG. There's not really like a story. There's definitely a mess. Like it's. I would say it's more like a space explorer. I guess, right? Like it is. Like
you
it
play
is
with
MMO,
other
right?
people.
It is other people. Like other random people are gonna fly a ship past you. I have like a group of people that play really into it, man. There's some serious setups for that shit too.
So that's what I'm talking about. I've seen a couple of those setups that are gigantic, man. Like they're actual entire rooms, and they're set up with actual like
The
sticks.
flight
for,
sticks.
for
I
yeah.
almost bought them because I was playing that game, and it's hard to fly on mouse and keyboard. But
What-
again, I was like,
all
I'm
right,
not
so tell me about that game real quick. Tell me about that game.
Yeah, I never heard of this game at all, to be honest. So
No, it's pretty sick. So the problem is it's like it's been an alpha forever. There's a lot of glitches, but like, so when I was playing, I was being coached, like kind of taught what to do by like there's clans and stuff in it. I forget what they don't call them clans, but basically. So my wife's cousin is actually in like a really big clan for that game. He got me into it. I was trying it out. I joined into their Discord. Like a lot of people were showing me what to do. But like if you want to go to a planet and explore, you have to fly there, light years, right? And it actually takes time. Some planets, if you have a slow ship, it can take you half an hour in real life to get to the said planet, and you have to stop because you can only jump so far. But there's like people who act as pirates, and there's a ship in that can pull you out of like hyperspeed, and they'll board you and take all your shit.
And they're real people.
Real people, yeah, real people. Like some other
What
guy.
happens if you die and like they're on your ship and they take your stuff? They can hijack your ship and
Yeah, they can take every. They can't take the ship. They can't keep the ship, but they can keep all the cargo on it. Because the ships, you can buy ships, so they're not going to give away shit you spend real money on. But in order to buy upgrades for your ship, you have to get in-game currency. So what you do is you do a lot of trading. You go to certain planets, you get certain stuff, you bring it somewhere. You can like kind of, there's a system to see like who's going to buy it for the most. You go sell it, you buy upgrades. So they can strip your upgrades off of your ship.
so I'm looking.
Wow.
I'm looking at a gameplay of it right now, and whatever computer this guy is using, this shit looks like real life. Like the
It's pretty
graphics
crazy.
are insane.
I gotta want
It's
to see.
It's one of the cleanest games I've ever seen.
I'll try to, I gotta download it again, but it's so hard, brother. The flying in that game is hard. Like it takes time to, like I've crashed my ship and blown it up like numerous times in the fucking dock. Like I couldn't get out into space. It's so there's like another
I
thing.
mean,
Like there's
yeah,
like
it does. It seems like it's in space DayZ.
if you act as a pirate, right, and there's like zones where you can commit crimes. It's like out in space, but when you're too close to certain things, like you're not supposed to commit a crime. If you commit a crime, you actually get like a wanted level. If you get caught, you will actually go to jail, like in game, and you have to spend like X amount of time in jail.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or you can break out,
in
but
RPG.
it's like all wired. It's all pretty wild shit.
That's dope.
It's a very in-depth game, but it's a lot,
I'm
and
gonna
that was like too much.
set
For
that one
me.
up.
It's too much for me. Just trying to learn how to fly was like overwhelming. But there's people
It
that fly
seems
with,
cool,
with
man.
sticks and pedals.
So I want to bounce from that. I said something about that because I wanted to bring up this new thing. We were talking about Adam Sandler and his Netflix stuff recently. He's doing a movie about space. Right?
Okay.
I want you to pull this up. It's called Spaceman. Go to YouTube and pull up the Netflix trailer.
Netflix, yay!
I
got that.
think that this is like I don't know if this is going to be a comedy or not. I feel like it has to be. Because it's weird as hell. But it also seems like it's super serious too. Yeah, check it out. It's called Spaceman, and it's an Adam Sandler movie. It seems serious, man. I think it is serious. This is good shit.
You've done a lot of serious roles, so it could be.
So did you guys? So obviously you guys are gonna have to watch the stream for the audio, but let me know if the audio is coming through and at a good volume.
I'm good.
I got it. The music I can hear though. Better than the
Yeah, I can't even hear the trailer actually.
Oh no, it's not even pulling. Pulled up. Start this.
Yeah, he's doing a
And-
space movie. He's doing some kind of
Half
I mean,
of the
what you call it, like some kind of
Eurospace
solo
program,
travel.
189 days into your solo journey.
Commander Prohatska, how are you feeling?
What I'm doing is for everyone back home, and that makes me very proud.
And your wife Lenka, of course.
I'm sure she's looking forward to having you home safe and sound. He's not doing well. He misses his wife. And he shouldn't have left.
Six months in isolation. You start thinking too much.
I'm getting interference.
I did not intend to frighten you.
Now, this is where it gets
skinny
weird.
human. Do not be afraid.
I'm losing my mind.
You wish to know if I am real. I am like you, an explorer. Your loneliness intrigued me.
Why are you here?
I might be of help. I wish to assist you in your emotional distress.
I don't need your help.
but you do.
You go where I go, and I go where you go, right, spaceman?
These are your thoughts. I am simply finding them with you. Everything that begins must end. I'm not allowing that.
You go where I go, and I go where you go.
I just want to come home.
Quite interesting.
Seems wild, right?
Yeah, it has to be more of a serious vibe, a serious like sci-fi type of thing, you know? That's what I get off of it.
Sure, that's pretty.
I don't really know what to call that, if it's gonna be funny at all or what, but it looks crazy. A giant spider that doesn't want to bite him. That
I
thing
don't.
would scare the piss out of me,
I
regardless.
don't.
So
I don't think it's gonna
yeah,
be funny at all. I think it's
the,
gonna be like serious, like sci-fi.
the guy that's doing the voice is Paul Dano, the guy who did the Riddler in the Batman. Yeah, interesting enough. I don't know about that movie, man, but I loved space growing up. Like I really did, man. I loved space. So all those movies like about Mars, you ever seen like the Red Planets and Mission to Mars and all that shit when you were younger? Did you watch any of them?
I don't think so.
I've seen a couple.
Really
I've seen one.
Really into space.
Mission to Mars, I think I
Independence
saw.
Day.
Independence Day.
So I loved Mars movies, man. I loved space and shit like that when I was younger. So that's gonna be a cool movie. I can't wait to. I don't think that we would ever send somebody out in space alone like
For
that.
6 months to chill like that? No.
I don't think we would do that. It'd be detrimental to the mission to let someone go.
You know, I was gonna say like
Myself.
what they're saying, like, bro, 6 months alone with nothing, like,
Yeah,
you're gonna start tweaking.
the one with Ice Cube. Yeah, Ghosts of Mars or something. I remember that one. Yeah.
I mean, I've
That's the
never
one
been
I
to
saw.
space,
I think that's the one I
so
saw.
So I don't know, but
More like a
you
shooting
can't-
action one.
You wouldn't know the difference between like day and night, really.
Where, on Mars or in space?
No, in space, in a spaceship, you wouldn't know.
No, because you're not on a
Shit.
planet where
That's
the
what I'm saying. You're
Earth,
not.
it's
You're
revolving.
not spinning. Yeah, you're not spinning around like.
No, you just
the
have
Earth
an
is
internal
flat.
clock. Yeah, stop. Stop it. So,
But
I'm looking up all this stuff about Mars and shit like that today, bro. And we have a drone on that bitch, like a helicopter drone. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
no,
We have a fucking helicopter drone on Mars. I wonder how big it is.
did they say they seem like a door in a mountain? Fucking
There's
door in a
all
mountain.
kinds of people saying shit like that about Mars. Who knows? I know that they have on YouTube like 10, 15-minute videos of all the most recent pictures and shit of Mars. I don't know if it sends back a video or if it is just taking pictures. I don't know. I mean, it has to be having some kind of live feed if they're flying a helicopter.
I don't know how good
No.
the internet is up there.
Who
Oh,
knows?
that's satellite for sure, right? That's fucking.
Yeah, no, for sure. I don't. I'm not like. I'm not so interested in space to the point where I've ever like cared to.
Why not? Why haven't you been interested in like? Oh
It's
right,
too
because
big,
you're the
man.
guy that doesn't fucking know nothing about aliens and shit either. You don't.
Yeah,
you
I don't watch news, man. I don't know like what they tell us, what they don't tell us. I just know that there ain't no way there's no other life than us.
So you should believe in aliens then.
Yeah. 100%. Like I said, there's no way that this is the only planet that can have life.
Not in
I
the,
don't believe.
not in all the galaxies and everything that there are. So let me ask you this then:
That we have found or we're admitted to.
how'd the pyramids get built?
Slaves?
Is that really your answer? You think that that's what happened? You think that it was just a bunch of manpower? I mean, realistically, like it.
I would
so
assume,
this
like,
is-
I guess.
Here-
Like, I wouldn't
here's
say
what-
aliens came here, made some pyramids in Egypt coincidentally, and then left.
they're lined up directly with Orion's belt. Like, you don't think that that's a little strange that they had somehow before Galileo discovered any of this shit? I forget when that was. When he was around 1400s or 1600s, I think, which is thousands of years after them. How the hell were they doing that so mathematically precise? Right? Like, that's so precise. So my thing is this, right? I wish that there was a movie that somebody makes about what they thought Egypt was like when it was getting made initially, right? Like, I wish that somebody's imagination would, especially today with the way that they can make movies. Like, you ever seen Stargate? With Kurt Russell and was it not David Spade, I don't think, or was it the different David Spade? Is that the same name? Kevin Spade? I don't fucking know. But Kurt Russell is in it. Stargate, where they find an actual gate, they unlock this door, and it brings them to, I forget if it brings them to another planet or if, yeah, it brings them to another planet. And that's what that whole thing was. Like, you put one door here and another door in another place, and then you can fast travel like a wormhole. My thing is this, right? Imagine if there was a group of humans that were traveling from a different planet, right? And they came here and they used whatever technology they had to create ancient Egypt and all of that granite and everything, right? Like, they made all of this stuff with these crazy tools that are like Star Wars style. You know what I mean? With the
they just like use the force to move the blocks.
Not even the force. I'm talking about like the lightsaber, like to use that to like make all that smooth granite. I'm just saying, like, they had different kinds of tools, things that they could move shit with, and I feel like a movie like that would be awesome. Like, to see what it maybe was like back then.
What's somebody's idea of how it happened? Just because with the technology today, you could make a really cool movie like that. Like, you could make a really good movie.
You could, I feel like there's so many conspiracies, right? Like, there's us as just ancient old people, very simple, and then maybe aliens really did come down and they were like, yo, let's, build this shit like this and let's teach you this, and for some reason they never came back, or maybe some crazy shit happened that broke off the alliance.
Not like 9/11, right, where there's like, okay, well, we all seen it, so you can't, how many variations of that can you make, right? Like, this is like, nobody knows. You could essentially do whatever you want with it.
There's also there's no history like written down that's clear, right? Like, all of it is interpreted. There's no definitive thing, right? Like, who knows what this stuff actually means? Right?
What's the other one? The stones, the stones that are just lined up.
Hieroglyphics, right?
No, not even ancient Egypt. The Stonehenge or whatever.
Yeah, Stonehenge.
Like, it's like nobody knows how. Like, there's no written history of that. Like, we don't know how that happened. I just don't.
Bigger question is it intelligent life, right? Like, well, see, if there's life on other planets, how far along is it, right? Is it 1 million years ahead of us? Could you imagine that? Because that's honestly, I feel like the only way some life force is traveling around the universe and just jumping from one planet to another, they have to be so far technologically advanced that we don't even see them being here. I feel as if the drones and shit that we see now, because we have them and like we can just go and buy them, I feel like that was a lot of it that we saw years ago in the sky, like all the UFOs. The government has to be playing around with shit like that, and drones move weird, right? Don't they stop and then fucking go left?
Yeah, I mean, they stop. Yeah, they can stop and
go back and forth
pretty quickly.
Right. So I feel like years ago that could be what, and I don't know, man. It's weird to me. It's weird.
Yeah, but I feel like have to be a fairly large drone. I think that's why we know drones to move so quick.
But we have
size.
we have huge planes that are drones that just, and we can move right into another topic if you'd like. But fucking Russia, not Russia, Yemen, Iran just shot down one of our non-piloted planes over international waters.
Wow.
So that thing is technically a drone. It's the size of an airplane. And I guess this Russian pilot was flying underneath it, spraying gas into it. For some reason, I don't know why they dump gas onto it. I don't know what that does. But they were dumping gas onto it, and I guess when they were going past it, they clipped it with the wing of.
I don't know.
They clipped the wing.
That's interesting because gas evaporates in air fairly quickly usually when they dump it like that too.
Fuel
Because
even?
that's how the planes land. Like they dump a bunch of extra fuel at the end of the flight to drop the weight, land, drop that shit in the air. It evaporates before it ever hits the ground. So it's very interesting.
Yeah, but if you're dumping it,
it's
it's gonna evaporate before it hits the ground, but it's not gonna evaporate in that 50.
Yeah, I would say I don't know however close. It's just weird that I don't know what it would do.
Maybe it messes with like where it's flying. Maybe it messes with its signal or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I'll go buy a drone, soak it in gas, and I'll let you know what happens.
but anyhow, fucking, that's what's going on in terms of like my thoughts on.
Yeah, I mean, you could 100%
really
be right.
good
Like
movie
drones
would
have been
be.
around for a long time. That could be what we'd be seeing, and the government's like, instead of telling us
I
what they're
don't know.
doing, they're like, "Hey, maybe it's aliens, guys. I don't know." We
Yeah,
don't know.
now, especially now with everything that's going on in the world, all the dark shit that's happening. There's a lot of dark shit that's going on in the world, man. It's
I didn't
scary.
see your name on the
For
Epstein
real.
list, by the way. That's a
You
plus.
didn't see?
I
Yeah,
missed it.
I was there too. I have to admit it. I was
You
there.
know, so like that's the next thing. Like, all right, so you're right. Segue. How do we know this is the real list? Like, how do I know this? Epstein didn't tell me it's the list. It's just what you tell me is the.
I think it's the real list. Why wouldn't it be?
Oh man, live in a dark world. Right, you start questioning a couple things, and it makes you start questioning everything.
Well, that list, there's a lot of names on there that I don't know who the hell they are. Like all of the names that of the famous people, we knew them already. I feel like
Yeah. The rest are like politicians and shit like that.
Oprah was on that shit, if I'm not mistaken.
a list.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm
Well, I
pretty
heard.
sure
I mean,
too.
again, I didn't read the fucking list, but
Pretty
people
sure
were
too.
saying this.
But yeah, I wish that they made a movie about. So here, hold on. Here's a question, right? Tell me how this happened, right? Explain this.
Let's see.
This thing right here. Hold on, let me cut this up and send this to you.
David Copperfield.
Right.
He was making kids disappear. Sure.
So
It's touchy.
yeah, put it in the. Look at this thing. So this is something like, how the hell did that happen? How did they do that? And in my mind, right, like this is easily something that they were going to use and then decided they didn't need it. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what it was. They were getting it ready to be a block that they were using and then they didn't use it. But like, how do you cut that like that? How do you do that?
That's pretty fucking clean cut.
It is right down the middle.
How the fuck do you do that?
And then how do you keep it up too? Like how they're not falling?
Well, they have it balanced perfectly on stuff that, like, when they cut it, it was just gonna, fall back on the mound like that. The question comes to, like, how did they cut it that clean with no motors, no diamond saw blades, right? Like, none of this shit.
How do we know that wasn't put there like 3 days before the picture?
Look at the boulder. Looks as though it was split down the middle with the aid of an alien's laser weapon. Like literally, that's what it looks like.
Oh, a lightsaber could have did that.
As cool as that explanation would be, it's
Looks like a
usually
big
thought
ass
to be
fucking-
forged from completely earthly origins. Maybe.
Not for nothing. Yeah, I was gonna say it's possible water could eventually cut through it, right? Like, but
In
you
the
would need.
Egyptian desert?
Well, I'm just saying, there's like plenty of other things. Like I'm just saying, there's things in the environment that could cause it. But what's also crazy is not just a cut down the middle, but this whole side is flat. Is perfectly flat too. The side facing is
yeah.
this
Oh
way.
yeah.
It's perfectly
It was
flat as
flat,
well.
smooth. Yeah.
Right. Like
And
they
had a
shaved the side down. Like
Mhm,
it was the first of a couple of.
Yeah, like this could be like it's like we chopped it. You're cutting through them. But I mean, I can tell you.
I don't know
there's
what
so
kind
many,
of rock that is.
They was making it for something because it was like also perfectly shaped out on the outside too. Like
Yeah, it
they
looks like
started
this
doing
side
work
over
around
here.
it.
Is my mouse is here. Like this side here is damn near flat too.
hmm But they made the other part more curved, and maybe they fucked up the curve and decided to leave it at that. But why is the question?
Or
too,
they just
you know?
never got to it. And maybe they just never. I don't. Yeah. Maybe they like took sand and rubbed it like sandpaper.
So then, okay. So then, explain this. Then, okay, explain this one.
Oh, I can't even explain this one. I don't know.
Explain this
Right,
one.
I'm
then.
just like,
it sounded
like-
this is fucking nuts. How
I'm
did
just
they
like a
do
poor
this?
peasant that works in an office now.
How did they do this?
This-
Seriously, man. I am so I would love to know, and I would love to see a movie that tries to explain it in a very cool way. Like not like let me make this as realistic as possible with human beings and how they did this and how it just took them 10 years to do one thing. Because that technically could be it, right? Like maybe they had one person doing it for so long every single day. It's all they did. You know what I mean? And they were just. I mean, maybe it took them 20 years to do it.
So essentially, like I'm no rock expert, right? Like I don't know where granite comes from and what kind of rocks we got in the desert, but I would assume that you could get one rock that is harder than another rock and use that rock to create a tool that will then carve into another rock that is even softer than that one, right? Essentially using 3 types of rocks to make a tool and cut, but that's like fairly deep and would take.
Okay, that's like a
Who
precision
knows how long
thing.
it would
What
take just to
about
make the
this?
fucking tools?
But what about this, man?
Oh, this is like, yeah, this
they
is,
fucking carved an entire.
I'll tell you
Carved out
this.
an entire rock mountain
If this was done by human people,
with their
whoever
hands. They
this
can't
was-
even make a mistake.
that's the thing, but whoever this is supposed to be, their great grandkids probably didn't even see this fucking thing finished. You know what I mean? Like this would have taken so long.
When you think about it, how did they get that high too? Because look at that door right there. That's already a tall enough door. So the average
Bro,
height of
they-
a person, like how did you get up there? You know?
Well, they made scaffolding for sure.
Scaffolding
right?
and ladders.
They
and
made scaffolding,
all kinds of
100%.
shit.
But this is built literally into the side
Of a mountain.
of a mountain.
Yeah, like look at
exactly.
like here, like this.
And
Like,
that
just-
carvement in the middle.
If you just Google images of like sculptures
Egypt?
of Egypt, yeah, just Google sculptures of Egypt, different shit, and then it'll all pop up for you. And just do pictures because you don't need to really do rock, like rock carvings. Rock, there you go, right there. There's the big one.
Oh,
You
this
scroll up. Yeah, like what the hell, man?
Bro, and that's smooth as fuck too. Like this is like
That's
it's
my.
smooth,
That's what I'm
clean.
trying to say, and I know that people have been asking these questions forever, but it's genuine. Like, how the fuck did they do this? So, part of the reason why
This is like easy. I feel like this is easily explained.
So they
Like
probably
this,
they definitely
but-
they had wood out there because they built houses out of wood.
The scaffolding was probably built out of wood too.
Yeah, I would say that
Yeah.
the scaffolding was made out of wood, and it doesn't necessarily have to be bamboo. I don't think. But you got to imagine that they used all kinds of shit back then. They definitely had some. They definitely knew how to manipulate metal because they were doing stuff with gold and silver and bronze. So they were
Yeah,
definitely.
but I don't know
doing
if
stuff
any
with
of
metal.
those tools are gonna be like gold. Is you're not gonna be carving away Even if gold is abundant, it's too soft.
What I'm saying is that they were able to make scaffolding, like support.
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like with metal, and wood probably. I would imagine.
Yeah, I say probably wood and however you would strip down some wood to make like a strap to tie it.
So this is in the colossal statues of Abu Simbel, the great temple of Ramses II. So it's a temple that was literally built into a rock mountain. Like they didn't build that with stones; they carved out
this is this is the mountain
in a rock. And you're trying to say that they did it by hand. So that's what I mean. It would be very cool for someone to either make a movie where they have this alien relation, right? Or maybe people were just way more advanced at that point, right? Because there is evidence that the Mesopotamians were like the first people, and that's like 15,000 years ago, right? Like way before the Egyptians. So imagine if those people advanced all those years, which is longer than
Mesopotamia wasn't Mexico, it's Aztec, right?
Let me make sure, because I don't want to say.
This is wild. I mean, regardless, this is just crazy.
Yeah.
Back to Epstein's list, though.
Especially way back then. Way back then.
The hell was Stephen Hawking doing on Epstein's Island, bro?
Yeah, he was there.
Michael Jackson. George Lucas.
So I guess the oldest civilizations of people are believed to be. So the Mesopotamians are 3,500 BCE. The Jayahu.
Oh shit, Bruce Willis was there.
And then the indigenous peoples of Australia, 50,000 BC. So the oldest recorded civilization in the world is the Mesopotamian civilization. Cradles of civilization are believed to be in the modern day Iraq, Egypt, India, China, Peru, and Mexico, beginning approximately 4,000 years ago. So they're saying that the oldest people like ever is as old as 50,000 years ago, which is insane, right? So just imagine how friggin' advanced we could have been, and then if we had these ice ages, right? Like dinosaurs were completely wiped out because an asteroid hit us and put us into an ice age. Maybe we lost all that technology. You know, maybe we lost it. What's up, City? What's up, Persephone?
That's starting from scratch, right? That's crazy.
They're saying that this is like this was actually painted at some point.
It was actually painted at one point. Yeah,
They're
sure.
saying it's like this
That one
was
looks like
1200 BC.
Yeah, why wouldn't it have been painted? That would make more sense. I mean, they're saying that even the pyramids were tipped in gold at one point, right? Like, could you imagine how much gold would have been at the top of the pyramid? Google the Pyramid of Giza in its glory. You know what I mean? Like what it looked like. The pyramids in there, like that place, when it's reimagined, is insane. See, there you go. That's them. But that's the way they look now. So yeah, the biggest one at the top, there used to be a gold tip on the top. You want to know something cool, man? On my Oculus right now, Clutch, I would suggest you do this.
What's up?
Go onto your Oculus, right? And go onto YouTube VR on your Oculus. And you can literally parachute and skydive over the pyramids. And then you can actually see the top of them, like you flying over the pyramids in your Oculus. It's crazy. And somebody actually did it and just recorded it on a 360 cam.
By the way,
that sounds awesome.
Speaking of your Oculus, I gotta try that. You can do sim racing and you won't need the monitor setup if you do it in VR. You get the wheel.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about a crazy monitor setup. Oculus.
Well, yeah, that's what part of the thing with Quest is now too, right? You can give yourself as many monitors as you want inside the
Oculus.
Inside there, yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see one when it was old, but like even the Sphinx, dude, like carving that Sphinx, look at that fucking thing.
This thing, yeah.
Look at that fucking thing, bro.
That's crazy. I always thought of those.
What's wild is going to be like the scaffolding is, bro. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling. So I wouldn't go on some rickety ass fucking. Like I'm not afraid of being high in a building. I just don't want to go out on the roof.
It wasn't rickety at all, bro. It wasn't rickety at all. That thing was solid. Look at what they're building, and they're moving 40,000-pound stones. See, oh, right, and that's the other thing.
This is what was gold. This was probably what was tipped in gold for so long, which is
very
why it's
top.
Which is what
why it's
because
been
this
more
is actually look like
there.
it's like pristine, or not pristine,
in comparison.
way better condition than the rest of this is.
Yeah,
which would
So
make sense if
actually,
there was
at the
that much
top
of it
of
was
it-
tipped in gold.
At the top of it, right? They're actually flat at the top, right? It's not a point. It's actually flat. And at the very top, apparently there's hieroglyphics and all kinds of shit. So it's super cool, man. It really is. You gotta see what it's like on that Oculus thing. Actually, we have time now. YouTube the video. Parachuting over the pyramids. Skydiving over the
I want
pyramids.
to see that. Oh, that'd be dope.
I'm telling you, you can VR the shit though, bro. Like, it's insane to do it in VR.
I know the VR had like a Google Maps over it, but it's like literally just like images of you being over it, you know?
Which one is this one?
If there's like actual motion flying, that's kind of crazy.
Wingsuit, fly super.
Yep, that's the one, the wingsuit. And then there's another guy that
Sorry, don't yell at me. I
climbs
don't
up there.
have YouTube Red or whatever it is.
There's a guy that climbs up there with his girlfriend, and they allude to the fact that they have sex, which is kind of crazy. Apparently.
On top of the pyramid.
Yeah, look at this shit, dude. Look at this shit. Insane, bro.
Flying around in a wingsuit's pretty fucking insane.
I know, right? I thought it would be a parachute.
Well, then there's another
That's
guy that
gangster
does
as
it with
fuck,
the
but I would
parachute
never
and
do
then
that.
the fan on the back. Look at these sick fucks. So you can do this. See how they have the cameras on top?
Yeah.
You can be one of those guys on the Quest.
Yeah, and then just you can look around wherever you want. And
all of it. Yeah.
I can imagine all the motion sickness already.
Look at this shit.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I'd probably be sick as fuck.
Now the motion quest the quest gives you more motion sickness.
Now, real quick, do the climbing the pyramids. Climbing the pyramids. That's crazy. You know that there's actually stuff inside. The one you can go in and climb in it and shit, and go to like this room. That one right there, I think, is the.
Watch the teen illegally do it.
Do that one, the second one, because that's the one where he's in.
This one?
No, that's the one where he. I think. I don't know. Let me see. Let me hear.
Watch the stream in Discord so you can tell me in real time.
Yeah,
instead of
no,
randomly.
I got it. I'm telling you, no, that was the one.
Oh, okay.
Go back to that. Yeah, no. That's the one where he's not. I don't think he's with his girlfriend. I think he has the fan on his back.
Armed with a GoPro and a strong will, 18-year-old Andrei Sichelski journeyed from Cairo to Giza to climb nearly 500 feet to the top of the pyramid.
Oh no, he did climb.
Climbing the oldest and largest pyramid comes at a steep
Look at this
cost,
shit.
a
Look how
possible
rickety that
3-year
is.
jail sentence if convicted.
Yeah.
Andre
3
said
years
in an interview
in
he
jail.
knew the risks going in, but decided the view from the top would make it
Now look,
all
he's up
worth
at the
it.
top, and there's hieroglyphics and shit.
When he was about halfway up the ancient structure, Andre was spotted
Oh,
by
yeah.
Egyptian police, but it didn't stop him from finishing his climb and taking in the
You can see it in the.
view.
Shit.
Although it took him 8 minutes to reach the top, it took him 20 minutes to safely descend. When he was back on the ground, he was taken into police custody.
Oh yeah.
According to Andre, officers said they
We
would
slowly
not press
going down.
charges
One
if he
slip, bro, is a
believed
wrap.
photographic evidence of the climb. He says authorities were unaware that the tech-savvy teen had software that allowed him to recover the files. Be sure to watch Inside Edition.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I guess people
When
do that
did he
a lot,
climb
man.
this? Oh, it was a while ago. But I was gonna say you can stream directly from a GoPro, where you could do that shit live on Twitch now.
Go back, and see. Go, yeah, I don't know. Never mind. Is that the one where they walk up in there? You can just, they go inside of it. They do all kinds of cool shit, man. Yeah. Anyhow.
It's fucking wild.
Yeah, dude, it was fun talking.
Wild.
It was fun talking with you guys. We can wrap it up.
Photos.
The photos are crazy. The whole idea of going up the pyramids is a massive ballsy thing to do, because you're in Egypt and you get arrested and go to jail in Egypt. You're living rough. Like,
Yeah, I don't think they got like nice prison sentences like we got, where it's like, yeah, you know, get a break during the day to watch TV.
I mean, they probably have things like that, but it's just like, I'm thinking about food and conditions, like heat, right?
Yeah,
Like,
how the
you know
system
what the
works.
problem was in the jail system in New York a lot of times is that it's too cold. Like, it's better to be a little too chilly than like too hot, you know?
Yeah, just get like another layer, like get like another layer. I always tell people like, I'd rather be too cold than too hot, right? Because I gotta just get another layer, right? But too hot, dude, you can only take off so many layers.
It's true. All right, guys. We are gonna be on episode 85.
Let's go.
Yeah, what are we on? Wednesday? It's gonna be. We got a long week, didn't we?
A long week. Next
Yeah,
Friday.
it was a long
Next
one.
Friday.
So I actually have
After-
work
after
travel
we have
coming
week.
up, and it matches up where I will be home. I come home both Friday podcasts. I'll be coming home in the morning that Friday, and then Wednesday I don't have to travel. The Wednesday one that I do, I'll be here. I'll be home for.
Cool.
Actually, I actually got lucky. Like it worked out pretty good. I gotta go to Austin, and then 2 weeks later going to Tennessee, Nashville.
Nice. Have fun.
Let's go.
That's
For
for work.
real.
It's for work. It's gonna just be work, but it's nice that I get to travel. All right, everybody, we're out of here.
All right,
This is
Sam.
Simply Sam.
Have a good one, everybody.
Have a good one. All right, boys. It was good talking.
All right, guys.
Catch you on
Of course,
the next one.
guys. Have a good one.